jam! Hello again, and welcome to the Mana Pool. This is episode 464 of the Mana Pool, brought to you as always by Mike's glorious beard.
Thank you.
I am Chewy, trying real hard not to just fawn over Mike's glorious beard, even though he's not in the same room with me.
Understandable.
Yeah, right? And with me, as always, are some dorks. Hi, dorks. I missed you guys.
Hey, feels like it's been a little while. I'm Brian. I'm the lead rambler. Is this where this is where I am. So I'm lead rambler, tangent master guy. So I'm here. Let's do it. It does feel like it's been a while. And anytime now, Mike will start.
I was like, Mike's
anytime now. Anytime now.
I'm Mike. I'm the
like
rules
right
guy.
now.
And the game, one of those other things. At least one more thing. And I don't know. You just threw me off my entire game here. I don't even know what game I'm playing anymore.
It's probably Diablo 3.
And I wish.
Yeah, well, I'm Dirk, the self-proclaimed greenest man alive and moral compass of the group. And I've also missed the dorks. It's been a little while since we've had a chance to catch up and everything.
It's been a hot minute, one might say.
I would have to agree.
So two might say. Oh, man. Since I've seen you guys, or since I've spoken to you guys, I did get to go see Bill and Clues.
Oh, cool.
At Atomic Empire.
Yeah.
I hear it's a good store.
That's what I hear.
But I haven't heard that lately, so yeah.
Clues bought a house up in Michigan, and they came down to get the last vestiges of traces of their presence in Danville. But because he hates Danville, they didn't want to stay there, so they came to Durham. And we had Mexican food for dinner, and then the Clueses played Legacy at Atomic Empire while Bill and I walked around and looked at comic books and nostalgia'd. It was a good time.
That's cool.
Did you buy anything, or did you just window shop?
No, I'm broke. I can't buy comic books. What the hell?
Not enough Bill bought anything.
Nah, Bill doesn't have time for comic books. Bill has too many other nerdy habits. Speaking of which, I think Bill... Yeah, it's Thursday night. Bill is doing Animazement this weekend. It's the 20th anniversary of Animazement, which means he's been to 19 of them.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's pretty neat. But anyway, we should talk about this show.
We should. Is this where we're talking about Hearthstone?
We talk about Blizzard games here, essentially. Seems like we did one episode about that not long ago. Actually, it was quite long ago.
Yeah, I do recall there being a past episode on that.
Yeah. But, for now, we're not going to talk about that. Because first, we have to do a Mad Lib. What?
Oh, jam.
Exactly. This is a listener-submitted Mad Lib by I don't know, insane genius, level 99 luck, or Peter, who has, there are two now, actually. He sent me this one a while ago, but we just haven't had a chance to work it in. So, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, Magic Mad Lib. I'm not going to explain it, because it's a Mad Lib. And if you don't know what a Mad Lib is, what sort of childhood did you have?
Oh, very bad one. Thank you for pointing that out, Chewy.
You're welcome. That's okay. We will help make it better right now with a Magic Mad Lib. So,
nice.
Dorks, I need a creature class.
Goblin.
That's a race.
Is Berserker a class?
Yes.
All right, Berserker.
Okay, now I need a creature type.
Goblin.
Goblin, yeah. And a Planeswalker type.
Tiamat. Tiamat. No, not Tiamat. Tybalt. Tybalt.
Except Mike said something first.
I said broken.
Oh, okay. Tybalt. All right. That is broken, but not in the good way. Now I need an actual Planeswalker. I think that's right. Let me go double check.
Obnixilis of the Black Oath.
Nope, excuse me. I need a plane. I don't know. Oh, the autocorrect on this stupid Notepad++. Sorry, I need a plane. I didn't think that sounded right.
Hey, Mike, what's a plane?
Yeah, Mike, what's a plane?
It's not Ogrotha.
How about
I was trying to think of one, but I'm having trouble.
When you said plane and all that, I'm like, B-52?
yeah, that's
Regatha.
A Concorde?
Yeah. A Lear.
Yeah, the joke Chewie makes every time. Yeah.
Every time.
Mike's turn.
So what? Damn it! What plane am I using here? A B-52?
I said Regatha.
Regatha. Which one's that?
That's the one where Chandra went to that monastery.
Oh yeah. Okay. So now I need a host of the mana pool.
Dirk.
Like, beard.
Dirk. I heard Dirk first. Now I need the host of a mana pool, or a host of the mana pool. There we go.
Chewie.
Mike's beard.
Oh, I heard Chewie first. Mike's beard isn't a host; it's the sponsor. I need a color.
Red.
Red. I need an instant.
Brainstorm.
Brainstorm. Now I need a sorcery.
Oh, what's that one called? It's
Oh yeah.
That one. The one that does the thing with the stuff.
You can only play it during your main phase when the stack is empty.
Yeah, that's the one. How'd you know?
Psychic Spear.
Psychic Spear. What the hell is Psychic Spear?
Is that
It's from-
is that a stupid black discard card?
Yes.
Okay.
The art is amazing and
Psychic
trippy.
Spear. Target player reveals his or her hand. Choose a spirit or arcane card from it. That player discards that card. Nice.
Broken.
Okay, then. Now I need... Hang on, let me get my reference material here. Yeah, I need a red instant.
Lightning bolt.
That took way too long. Lightning bolt.
For some reason, I couldn't remember whether the card I was thinking of was an instant or a sorcery.
Oh, okay. I need a keyword ability.
It was a sorcery. Glad I didn't say it.
We would have horse laughed.
Flanking.
Flanking. I need a card type.
Flanking.
Artifact.
Artifact flanker. I need a black instant.
Murder.
Banishing.
Wait, is murder a sorcery or an instant?
It's an
Instant.
instant. I need a card type.
Global Enchantment.
Nope.
Aw, enchantment.
There you go.
Killing my fun.
Enchantment. All right. I need a guild, shard, or clan. Excuse me.
Tamir.
Teamer. All right. I need a creature with converted mana cost 4 or less. Wow, that's a lot of
Dark
creatures.
Confidant.
Dark Confidant. I need a creature with converted mana cost 5 or more.
Arborback Stomper? Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Okay.
I need a legendary creature.
Ghost Council.
Which one?
Orshova? Oh no, the Obsidat?
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
I was like, wasn't just the Ghost Council?
There's two of them.
Yeah, there was Ghost Council
The old
of
one, the new
Orzhova,
one?
and is it Obsidat Ghost Council?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's go with the latter.
Got it. I need a green creature token.
Worm.
I was like, frog?
Are there frog tokens?
I don't know.
I feel like there should.
Okay, so this one is during the odds and ends while I was transcribing this, I went, the hell does that mean? I need
There has to be a green frog token because of like that blue instant that turns everything into 0/1 frogs.
Why would you need
Oh,
to?
that's right. I'm sorry.
This isn't Hearthstone, Brian.
It would be like an overlay card, like a morph card. So I'm sorry, Chewie. Go ahead. Exile all creatures, replace them with 0/1 frog tokens. Wow, that'd be really, really good for blue mana.
All right, then. Okay, so like I said, this is the one that made me go, what? I need a non-creature token.
Oh, like a clue.
A clue.
Oh. Are there others?
There's that
I
one
don't
that the new Tezzeret Planeswalker makes.
There's gold too.
Oh yeah, and gold.
There's gold tokens. That is a emblem a token? No. They just give it to you to signify it. So.
Oh, okay. Well, now I need a type of counter, not like counterspell type of counter like a thing you put on a thing.
A time counter.
A time counter. Rafam, the supreme archaeologist. Time counter.
It's not legal anymore, man.
Now I need this is odd, a white sorcery with converted mana cost 2. No, I don't know why.
I'm trying not to say the stupid one that's broken.
I mean, that's the first one that comes into mind.
Yeah,
Let's see if we can come up with something else.
Exactly. So nobody say the B word.
Boobies. Whoops.
With convert mana cost 2?
2.
Bellatrix Lestrange?
What? No, she costs 4 and isn't a sorcery. She's a lunatic.
That's the new creature class they need to include.
White sorcery that's convert mana cost of 2.
I might have to cheat.
Lunatic.
No, don't do it.
Oh, Barbarian Lunatic is in the game.
Oh, you're talking about like looking one up. Yeah, that's okay.
What about Disenchant?
That's an instant.
Okay.
Ooh, what about Naturalize?
No. Oh boy.
Level 99 luck has stumped us all.
I can't believe we can't do this. Balance is just screwing our heads too much.
Yes, and nobody is.
Yep, I'm gonna have to cheat. Gatherer.
I'm cheating too, but I'm gonna try and go somewhere to the middle of the list. So
all these are multicolored. Some of these I haven't seen in years.
Glare of Heresy.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That is why is that a sorcery? I thought it was an instant.
Why would it be an instant?
I hope I've never accidentally cast it at instant speed.
And somebody somewhere is like, Mike!
All right, so we came up with Glare of Hair. Oh, look, the first one listed is still freaking balance. There's only 34 sorceries that cost 2. Is that what this is supposed to say?
Well, I included other colors. So the first one on my list is Altar of Bone, which might have been an interesting call, but I didn't want to pick the very first one. Wow, Altar of Bone is weird.
Oh, I see. He wanted us to say balance. That's okay. I just read the line that it goes in. Anyway, finally,
not doing it.
I need a blue sorcery.
You're not the boss of us.
That
one doesn't have sorceries.
The one where you mill for like half traumatize.
Ooh, that's a good one. Traumatize. Okay, are you ready?
I feel like I answered a lot of these, but I don't usually get to do it.
I just realized Gatherer isn't giving the correct results for converted mana cost for split cards.
Yeah, it's not, because my second one was failure to comply.
Oh.
I just did white and exclude all others.
Mm-hmm.
Because the comply part, no, the failure part costs 2. And is an instant, but the other part is white and is a sorcery, and one of the CMCs is 2. So it shows up on here twice, even though neither part meets all the criteria.
Yeah, every split carding Gatherer has 2 entries. I'm not sure exactly why.
Because reasons? Let's say? I don't know. Okay, so here we go. This dual deck is called, this Mad Lib is called Dual Deck. This dual deck is called Mad Lib. Surprised you didn't know that. Wait, let me get proper here. From the creators of Dual Decks Berserkers versus Goblins, Dual Decks Balls versus Walls, and Dual Decks Tybalt versus Regatha. The Mana Pool is proud to present a brand new dual deck experience. We announce new dual deck, the new dual deck, Dual Decks, Dirk versus Chewy. Battle it out as your favorite hosts like never before. Dirk's deck is, of course, a mono red deck.
Obviously.
It utilizes crazy spells such as Brainstorm and Psychic Spear to reduce the opponent's life total as lightning bolt as possible.
Well, no, you're playing those in your mono red deck, man.
It also has a flanking ability that will, excuse me. It also has a flanking theme that will keep the enemy guessing and keep any artifacts in check. But you haven't seen anything yet. Chewie's deck is nothing to murder at. It cunningly cheats creatures out at enchantment speed. That's sort of like asking what color is 5. How fast is enchantments? What kind of creatures, you ask? Only the best teamer-colored creatures available in Magic's history, of course. Be prepared to see some fearsome creatures like Dark Confidant, Arborback Stomper. Hey, at least that's got one of the colors. And it wouldn't be a Chewy deck without multiple copies of Obsidian Ghost Council. I don't know if Peter actually listens to us. This unique product doesn't just end there.
Uh-oh.
Everything you need to have fun is already prepared for you and a friend. The Manipool Duel deck comes with worm tokens, a clue token, and all the time counters you could possibly need.
So, like one.
For the Dirk deck. The mono red, blue black Dirk deck. These decks are playable right outside the box, and both decks are totally Glare of Heresy for facing one another.
Yeah, they are.
For these reasons and more, we at the Manipool give this product our sincerest traumatizes.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah. Teamer colors with
Chewie, stop casting all your creatures at enchantment speed. You're cheating.
My bad.
And Dirk, I'm not sure what lands you're playing over there, but I don't think I like it.
You're supposed to win with a land deck, right?
Oh, man.
Is Obsidian a Chewy card? I haven't really
Could be.
seen that one in a while.
OBZ.
OBZ.
Let's see here.
OBZ.
When it enters the battlefield, I suck 2 life out of an opponent. Beginning of end step, can exile it. If I do, it comes back and gains haste. I mean, that's not terribly far from a Chewy card.
No.
But it's very funny that you mentioned that one, since we're gonna I'm sure talk about the other one in just a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was very good. Thank you very much.
I like that.
To Level 99 Luck / Peter. I don't know what to call you, so I will call you Level 99 Peter. Don't take that out of context. So let's get to it. We've got another Mythic Conscription to do. For those that are just joining us, a Mythic Conscription is where we go back and look at old pre-Mythic sets. So sets before, no. Where did Mythic happen? Time Spiral?
Charge of Alara.
Thank you.
Yep.
I was like, Lorwyn, no, that's Planeswalkers, that they were rare. What's the one? Yes. Time Spiral. No, Shards of Alara. Oh my god. We go back to look at old sets from before the Mythic rarity existed, which was Shards of Alara, to determine what, if any, of the rares would be considered, maybe could be considered Mythic. And the last one we did was last episode, and it was Ravnica, City of Guilds. So it makes sense that we should go to Guildpact now.
Yes.
City of Ravnicas.
Guildpact, City of Guilds, Pacts. 1 dozen roses. So, small set. So we should have This should be a little bit easier. Should we start with white?
We should start with white, but we should probably go ahead and address the cycle first.
In white?
In the monocolored.
Oh,
Yes.
the ley lines.
The ley
Yes.
lines.
Are the ley lines mythic?
That is a good question.
Looking at them individually, I don't think I considered any of them for mythic, but looking at them as a cycle and what they represented, which was something that had never been done before, I don't know.
Now,
I don't think so.
okay, so for the uninitiated, the ley lines are a cycle of monocolored enchantments. All of them quote unquote cost 4, and all of them also have 2 generic and 2 of their color, and all of them also have an additional ability that if this card is in your opening hand, you can go ahead and start the game with it on the battlefield, which is pretty important. Now, their effects are not huge. The white one is a Glorious Anthem. The blue one...
a Glorious Anthem for tokens.
Oh, thank you. A Glorious Anthem for tokens. Yes, so that's even more limited. The blue one is weird in that it says all non-land permanents are legendary. That doesn't really have an equivalent, so it's that. The black one, which was kind of the staple one for a while, was if a card would be put into an opponent's graveyard, it's exiled instead. The red one was whenever you cast a spell, you may pay 1. If you do, it deals 1 damage to target player. And then the green one, what's the green one?
Creature spells can't be countered.
Creature spells can't be countered.
Yeah.
So all these are kind of unique. None of these are like back-breaking effects. The green one, of course, can shut down an entire type of deck, but a deck that isn't going to counter your stuff just doesn't care. So none of these effects, I would say, are like huge effects, but the ability to have them in the game at the beginning of the game for no mana is pretty important. Now, I would be remiss to not bring up that since the Mythic Rarity was introduced in a core set, I think it was M14 or M15, they had a new cycle of ley lines.
M10?
M10? Really?
Wasn't it? I don't know. When did Leyline of the Void get reprinted? Because Leyline of the Void was the only one that was reprinted.
They literally, I think they said, we were looking at these, M11, okay. They were looking at this, and then they're like, we should do ley lines again, and all these other ones, and they got to the black one, and they're like, this one was already really good. Let's just do it again. And they're like, yeah. So, because Leyline of the Void is probably more valuable than the others, I'm guessing, just because it was the only one that saw any significant amount of play.
Leyline, of this first set, yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Later on, the white replacement would get pretty important.
Leyline of Sanctity?
Yeah.
But so it is, I was kind of looking at these for Mythic because of what they represented, especially at the time, because it was like, wow. And when you looked at the set and they're showing this to you, you're like, holy crap, you don't have to pay anything for it. You get it for free if it's in your opening hand. It's like a serum vial, but not terrible. So it's
wait, what was that card called? Powder. Serum powder.
Serum powder, yeah. But again, they have made more ley lines, and the black one is even a strict reprint because it's the same one, and they were not mythic in that set. So that is something to consider in our analysis. But again, would they have been mythic at the time? And I had them down for a long time. I was just like, well, of course. But when I started looking at the others, I kind of felt like I saw at least one other card in each of the colors before even getting into multicolored that was mythic. And for a small set, I figure you're probably not getting too many multicolored mythics because you're probably only getting about, 10, maybe 12 mythics out of the whole set. And the set is obviously has a giant multicolored theme. So, I mean, I want to hear you. Dirk, you said no. Why do you say no?
Dirk, are you muted?
Yeah, sorry.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Some of them have really cool effects, but they're not. Some of them are just not game changing. They're not major effects other than they get to hit the battlefield just at the beginning. And that's really all that they really do makes them super spectacular. You know, and they come in different ranges where, again, some are just like really cool. Let's go find one real quick.
I actually really like the blue one. I'm surprised that none of us
The blue
ever
one,
played any of them.
Mhm.
The only one that I play is the hybrid, the black-white one.
There is no black-white one.
What?
Huh?
Oh, that's Debtor's Knell. Sorry,
Yep.
it just it does sort of what the ley lines do.
Oh man, if I
Because it
could
comes
start the
out of your
game with
opening hand too.
if I could start the game with Debtor's Knell on the battlefield, that would rock.
I
Yeah.
would never lose.
Yeah.
Wow, that would
but
be
yeah.
a legacy staple right there.
Yeah,
No,
I
it
kid
wouldn't,
you
because it
not.
would get banned.
Man Hammer would come down. But
So
no,
hard.
aside from the fact that it enters the battlefield at the beginning of, like, if it's in your opening hand, you get to put on the battlefield. Other than that, they don't have major effects. Like the green one, creatures can't be countered.
Yeah. I mean,
What you do?
yeah, basically, other than the ley line effect, they're all boring.
Right.
Like, they're not
Because
even...
they
Like I can see them
well,
being.
yeah, they have to be.
Because
and
they have to
I'm
be.
fine with them being rare. I do not see them as mythic.
Yeah, I mean, they have to be boring, because if it was something insane, you couldn't start...
Then
on
literally
the
the game would be
battlefield,
over. The game would be
Right.
over because everybody would be like, "Wow, this is."
Yeah,
Ugh.
I mean, they would be. This is going to enter the battlefield, and you know the way it's going to be done.
Okay, I had this game too.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
I turn 0 Debtor's Knell, I win. But like, as cool as that effect is, I don't think it's mythic cool.
Okay.
Like, it seems like the sort of thing, and the M11 Return of Leylines backs this up, that they would want to get out there because it's so cool and make it rare so it can have an effect in, like, limited
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
and that sort of thing. But honestly, I think if these were mythic, people would hate them.
Like if they were good mythic.
Well, no, I mean, if
Or-
these cards as printed were mythics, people would be like, oh man, damn. My mythic slot was a Leyline of the Meek.
Mm.
And I think Wizards takes that into account these
Yeah.
days anyway.
Okay. So now that we've kind of gotten that out of the way, and it sounds like we're all pretty much on the same page. Anybody want to make an argument for them being mythic, or are we pretty good?
I mean, just because something's new and breaks the rules doesn't mean that they're going to make it
Mythic.
mythic.
Yeah. Before we started talking, it was still an open question in my mind, but now I'm convinced that they're just normal rares.
Yeah. They're really cool.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
And they're a thing that Guildpact is known for those people that, know Guildpact. That's the one that had, like, these 3 guilds and the ley lines, right? Yeah, that's the one.
Well, they're more likely to say these 3 guilds and the Nephilim than
Yeah, well,
these
that's...
3 guilds.
Yeah.
Are they, though?
Are they
Are
really?
they?
Yeah. How many people actually remember the Nephilim aside from the people on this call?
All the people that complain to Mark Rosewater, why aren't they legendary?
Spoiler alert, they're not mythic either. There, I said it. But we'll get to that later.
Gasp!
All right,
Okay,
so then,
So my white one was Stormherd.
yep.
Yeah.
you're right.
Oh, well, that was easy. Damn.
It costs 10 mana, which expensive. Check. It's not the only thing, but says, "Hey, wow, look at me!" And then it has an incredibly, stupidly powerful effect. What's it do?
For 8 white, it's a sorcery. Put X 1/1 white Pegasus creature tokens with flying. No, sorry. Create X 1/1 white Pegasus creature tokens with flying, where X is your life total.
Whew. Might be
Yeah.
like 2, or it might be like 37 million.
I hope it's not 2. That's a lot to spend 10 mana on.
It is.
You should probably spend that 10 mana on something that'll make you gain a bunch of life first.
Probably.
9-point stream of life.
Hey, then you'll be at 11. You'll get 11 tokens from Stormherd.
Which is actually ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's big and flashy and goes blam. Like, if you play this and no one has an immediate answer to it, it's like blam! Ha 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 ha!
Dude, now I really want my Leyline of the Meek.
Yeah, right?
But yeah, no, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I feel like it's Mythic. And quite frankly, I don't think any of these other white cards are Mythic.
Yeah, that was going to be
That's
my
the
next
other.
point, is that the others are kind of not.
I was looking at Graven Dominator for like a minute, and I'm like,
Mhm.
no.
Well,
So, no.
yeah, I was like, wow, it turns everything into 1/1s twice.
I had forgotten about Spell Tithe Enforcer as a card. That's interesting.
Whenever an opponent plays a spell, that player sacrifices a permanent, unless he or she pays 1. Whew. That's brutal, but it's not.
No, it's not Mythic. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I forgot that was a card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a couple of times when we've done Mythic Conscription, I'm like, oh yeah, this card or that card actually exists.
Yeah, like Hatching Plan. Oh, I read it and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
So any other contenders in white from anybody, or are we all on the Storm Herd plan?
No, not really.
Can we
Dirk?
make Ghostway an uncommon?
Oh, I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, it's probably slightly too good to be an uncommon.
Mhm.
But it's so, like, when it first came out, we were sitting around like talking about it. We're like, oh, you could do. No, that doesn't work. Oh, you could oh, I mean, that would work, but that's really stupid. Well, what if you
Ghostway Balance combo.
combo?
Oh look, something that combos with balance. Good job. Nobody's ever done that before.
By the way, for those that don't know, Ghostway is a white instant for 2 and a white that says exile each creature you control. Return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So it's a clear my board right now. It's essentially there to like save your team from a wrath, essentially.
Yeah.
Or to make a bunch of enters the battlefield triggers.
Right.
Hashtag blink all the stuff.
Yeah, but it's not one of those instantaneous blinks. It's one of those wait till end of turn blinks. So you could do shenanigans with it. But I don't know if anyone ever did. Ever. Still a neat card to have around there. So let's go to blue then.
Blue. So, discounting the Leyline of Singularity, this one was a little harder for me. And I came up with an answer, and I'm not sure if you guys are going to agree with me or not. But I went with Quicken. And there are a couple...
I can tell that you're married to an accountant.
That's QuickBooks. Oh, yeah.
It used to be Quicken.
For single blue, the next sorcery spell you cast this turn can be cast anytime you could cast it. Okay, I gotta look at the Oracle text
what does it
because
say
I'm
now?
trying to substitute.
Cast as though it has flash.
The next sorcery card you cast this turn can be cast as though it had flash. Still a lot of instances of the word cast. And then it's also a cantrip. You draw a card.
It's got the magic words.
Which doesn't make it mythic in and of itself. But A, it changes timing restrictions, so it allows you to do weird, crazy combos. And then B, and I think this is probably my stronger argument, is actually R&D itself. When Ravnica and Guildpact came out, Mark Rosewater actually, in one of his articles, talked about Quicken in his card-by-card analysis and said, and I'm quoting as best as I can here, I can pull up the article, but I haven't read it in a while. He said that Quicken is the kind of card that makes him nervous to do because he's afraid that in a year he's going to be like, what card do we have to ban because we printed Quicken? And as it turned out, at the time, nothing, because Quicken didn't end up seeing a whole lot of play because most of the sorceries you were casting were probably okay to cast them for their effect when you could cast them already. But to me, if R&D is even going, should we do this or not? That to me says, okay, they might be nervous about doing it at rare. So from a policy standpoint, I think it might have been mythic.
Well, one thing real quick is that how much it's 1 mana.
Yes.
how much is a card draw worth?
Less than 1 mana.
Less than 1 mana, especially in blue.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, like in green, like there was that giant growth that cost like 4 because it was a cantrip. But in blue, it's like half a mana or something.
Yeah.
Because it feels like that every time I see if there's a draw card ability in blue, it's worth 1 or 2 blue, and if it's less than that, then it ends up being that you have to discard cards in addition to that cost.
Well, part of that is just how they treat card draw now. And then it also depends on what the other effect on the card is. So,
because the fact that it's got, like, I'm agreeing with Brian on this, because it does give something the potential to have flash, and it draws a card, and this card only costs 1, does very much feel like Mythic to me.
It has a lot of value to it. So, but what do you? So Dark's kind of on my side with that. What do you guys think that have not spoken yet?
I think blue doesn't have mythics in this set.
I think Mimeofacture is the only real candidate here.
Yeah, that's the one.
Mimeofacture?
Like if I had to pick one, it would have been that one.
Okay. Why Mimeofacture?
Well, first, Hatching Plans is not mythic. The Leyline we already said isn't. The Sky Swallower is just a big, stupid, terrible drawback for rare.
It's a rare. It's a red rare in blue. So it's like it's in witness protection. So
in other words, it's in my deck, right?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
My mono red deck.
Yeah.
Like Quicken didn't even enter into my brain as a mythic, so that leaves Mimeofacture. Although I don't really like it either.
Yeah.
What's Mimeofacture do, Mike?
Okay, Mimeofacture for 3 and a blue. It's a rare sorcery, but you could cast it as if it had flash if you cast Quicken. It's a rare sorcery with replicate of 3 and a blue. So that means replicate means you can pay the replicate cost as many times as you want in addition to the normal casting cost, and you get extra copies of the spell. And you can choose different targets for the copies. So choose target permanent an opponent controls. Search that player's library for a card with the same name and put it on the battlefield under your control. Then that player shuffles.
Now, I can't remember. Did we decide that Acquire was mythic or not?
I
don't know.
We thought not.
That's kind of what I thought, although I'd have to go back and listen to that episode. Because the big question for me is a bribery effect mythic? Because this is a conditional bribery, because they have to already have it out on the battlefield. Yes, you can always get a land, but what you really want to do with this is get something where you're actually getting a discount. You're paying 4 to get something that costs like 5, 6, 7, or is just really, really good. So it's a condition.
You can do more than one, even though it's really pricey. Replicating it once is a total of 8 mana. Replicating it twice is a total of 12. Even though it's really pricey, being able to dig out more than one is what makes it special for me.
And I might be letting my personal feelings get in the way here, because as a whole, I was just not very impressed with a lot of the replicate spells. Just because
most
general.
of them were bad. Yeah.
So
yeah, Giga Drowse is one of the only ones that was decent.
And that's Giga Drowse was stupid because it enabled people to do crazy combos, like literal, like constructed playable combos. So I might feel a little bounced because I look at it and I go, "Oh, it's a replicate spell." Next, and then when I go back and analyze, I'm like, "It's a conditional bribery." Next, but I see Mike's point. If anything, I'm more leaning toward Chewy in that I really don't know that. I went with Quicken for the reasons I discussed, but I really don't know that any of these scream mythic to me. I've more just tried to pick one out of a sense of completeness.
Duty,
like
yeah.
You really don't, having one color left out feels just kind of awkward. So,
yeah. Like Quicken just, like they have cards that say the next creature spell you cast will have instant or can be cast at instant speed, and it's whatever.
We'll have instant. That's awesome.
We'll have instant, yeah. I'm making up things. But, I mean, this is really cool. And of course, I'm pretty sure we did the same thing we did with Ghostway with Quicken, except we did it much more successfully.
Yeah, there are plenty of sorceries that can do a very interesting thing if you can cast them in response to something. There's a couple that can kind of break the game if you can cast them at instant speed, but I mean those already cost 7 or 8 mana or more. So
no, balance only costs 2.
You might as well just call this episode Balance.
Okay, you got me with that one.
Which is funny because it's not even in this set. But.
You're right. But like, yeah, if those are our 2 options, then this is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, how about black? Black's better.
Black has a lot more interesting stuff in it.
I felt like there were 2 decent candidates in black.
There are?
Mike disagrees.
I think there are
like
0, and I'm hesitant to even
black.
choose one. I think there's 0, and I'm hesitant to even choose one because I feel like I have to.
Wow. Okay. Well, since Mike doesn't think that there are any, what do you think is the closest to Mythic?
I mean,
or is that even really
because kind of like in Ravnica, the strongest monocolor candidates to me are, Timmy Mythics. That means I would just kind of throw in Sanguine Praetor, but only reluctantly.
That describes my feelings on black pretty much to a T.
I had Sanguine Praetor at Mythic and Skeletal Vampire as a, it's really cool. I like what it's doing. I feel like it could maybe be there, but I also feel like Skeletal Vampire is perfectly fine at rare. So the Praetor is probably more what we're looking at. What do you think, Dirk?
I think, Seize the Soul felt like it does really interesting things, but, that's the only one I thought sort of does weird things. But
yeah, I mean,
with a single card, you can kill 2 creatures and make 2 creatures, so that's cool. But
it's still just a removal spell,
right?
And it's got a really weird targeting clause on it that ends up being even worse in a multicolor heavy set.
Because Haunt is terrible.
No, I'm talking about the destroy target non-white, non-black creature.
Oh, that's true. I just meant Haunt in general was just kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, color restrictive targeting like that is even worse in a multicolor centric block.
Yeah. Okay, I got to pick something that's not white and not black.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's green-white.
That eliminates what? How many? So there's how many guilds does that knock out? That can you actually target
4.
them?
Yeah,
4.
It
knocks out 4 guilds.
Wait, is it 4?
No, it doesn't. That's not right.
No.
It knocks out Orzhov, obviously. And then knocks out
7.
7. Yeah, because there's 3 that don't have white or black.
So in other words, this is only good against 3 guilds.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not the best. But,
no.
I mean, Haunt was clunky, but Haunt was really cool.
Haunt was
an interesting thought.
It did. Having
Haunt was an interesting attempt by Wizards.
Yeah, it was, as Rosewater would put it wasn't very grokkable. You have to read the rules text over and over and over and over before it goes, oh. And then when you play, every time you play one, you have to explain, okay, so what this does.
Yeah. And then the way the rules work, sometimes it doesn't even work the way you want it to. So it's a little...
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the Praetor for 6 and 2 black, the Sanguine Praetor, so he costs 8, is a 7/5 Avatar? Avatar Praetor. Okay, that makes sense. And he has pay a black and sacrifice, and he's a 7/5. I think I said that. Pay a black, sacrifice a creature, destroy each creature with the same converted mana cost as the sacrificed creature. it's just creature removal. So we just got through talking about Seize the Soul, but it's actually kind of a different, unique take where this is a build around me card, because then you want to be able to produce creatures of various convert mana costs for different situations to make sure you're controlling the board. Or maybe you just steal opponents' creatures and sacrifice them, or you do shenanigans. So I'm not like, wow, this is a great mythic, but do I think this could be mythic? Yeah, probably. And when you look at the rest of black, definitely, just absolutely. Poor Abyssal Nocturnus. It was a good card. It's just not a mythic.
Yeah.
Chewy played with the Nocturnus a lot.
Yeah, the Nocturnus is awesome, but only in very specific circumstances is it mythic levels of awesome. Yeah,
Okay.
the Sanguine Praetor, I mean, it is a big Timmy card that has Johnny implications. And again, this is sort of like the Mimeofacture before. If I had to pick a black one, it would be that one, just because of, sack one creature to white parts of the board. But I'm with Mike. I just don't think it's really mythic. And this was, let's see, this was after vampires stopped being... No, wait, vampires were still very much the big black
until
scary
Zendikar.
monster. Yeah.
Yeah. Until original Zendikar. Yep. So that's another reason I was looking at the skeletal vampire, but ultimately I'm not like pushing hard for it because I don't. Yeah.
Like it is a 5/5 flyer for 6 mana essentially. That it can keep making more bats, but it doesn't. For some reason, it doesn't feel mythic-y.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, well, how about red?
Hey, Mike, shut up.
Well, the problem is that something's going on with my connection, and you guys have been cutting out a lot, and it's hard to understand you. So it's hard to talk to you because it's difficult to understand you.
I can't even talk to you right now.
All right. Technical difficulties, possibly handled, possibly not. Let's get back to it. We were about to dive into red, right?
We were about to skim the surface of red. I don't know if we were diving in. If you dove into red, you might hit your head.
That is true.
See, it's a joke because shallow water. So... red.
Monocolored is kind of rough here in this.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I felt like white. I'm like, Stormherd, next. And then...
and then everything else is like, nah.
Yeah. To me, red comes down to a question of either Living Inferno or the Firebird. There's no way you can convince me that...
Siege of Towers!
I mean, you can cast it as many times as you want, but...
The question is, why would you want? Oh.
Although I do like the art, though. That wizard is just like, walk into the market to get some eggs, and he sees the market walking past him, and he's just like, holy crap.
And the market's like, sup? And he's like, could you come back? I need egg. It's my day off, bro.
So, Living Inferno is once again the big dumb Timmy card. It's not really all that good. It's just not.
Yeah.
It's so cool, though.
It's what?
It's so cool, though.
Yeah, but it's basically you're paying a lot for basically what's going to be a removal spell.
Yes. So for 6 red, it's an 8/5 elemental. Tap. Living Inferno. Well, let me read the Oracle text just in case. Living Inferno deals damage equal to its power, divided as you choose among any number of target creatures. Which sounds amazing, but then each of those creatures deals damage equal to its power to Living Inferno.
Wow, is that the Oracle text?
Yeah, it's word for word, isn't it?
That's cool. Yeah, that is the printing of the original card. So hey, look at that. So
That
basically,
was the easiest way to do that.
basically, this thing fights any number of other creatures.
Yeah.
Which seems cool, but for 8 mana, that 5 toughness is not gonna get you very far. So I think it's neat, and I kind of like what it represents. So I had a question mark next to it. It's gonna feel bad when you're, not getting that much out of it,
Yeah.
And maybe all you need is like to wipe their board, and that's cool. But is it mythic? I don't know. What do you guys think?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, it's one that I would choose out of necessity, but it's not mythic.
Right.
Like Skargan, you mentioned Skargan Firebird. Skargan Firebird is easily my favorite among these cards because it's awesome, but it's not a mythic card.
Mm-hmm. And that's how I feel about it too. I'm looking at it hard, and I'm like, is it there? And I'm like, I like it a lot, but it's not a mythic.
Oh, it jumps back to hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If it went to the battlefield, that would rule. That would definitely be mythic.
Yes. Yeah.
That'd be kind of broken, actually.
Yeah.
I was
actually,
like, this card is amazing. What's wrong with you? Back to hand.
Bad Chewy.
Yeah, RTFC.
But if you have 9 mana up, you can get it to the battlefield, and it'll be a 6/6
with flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. And I'm with Mike. It's my favorite out of these two, but although I do think it's slightly more mythic than Living Inferno, which is just big and silly.
It's interesting because Skargan Firebird came back in a Modern Masters set in the uncommon slot.
No!
It did?
Mhm.
Really? Wow.
It did.
That is not a strike for it.
Yeah,
At
it was in
all.
2015. Yeah.
Kind of like how that green guy from Ravnica came back as common.
Which guy was that?
The
That was the last time we recorded, wasn't it?
what's the freaking thing called?
I can't remember his name anymore. It's not Voice of the Wild. That's not right.
Oh, the
Yeah, that's
Scion
not
of the
right.
Wild. The Scion of the Wild.
Scion of
That's
the
right.
Wild. There we go.
There we
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes,
then.
Dirk, I know we just covered it, but I'd already forgotten.
That was 2 weeks ago, and it's a bad card. So yeah.
Okay. All right.
So green
Well,
then.
So green, speaking of, green cards that got downshifted in rarity. Actually, I don't know if any of that applies to these, but
No.
maybe it should. Wormweaver Coil is not mythic, but I don't know.
So okay, we've already counted out the ley line. Earth
Yep.
Surge is clearly just a bad rare
Yeah.
Yes.
that I love.
But it's
But-
just
yeah.
a silly build around me rare.
Yeah, for 3 and a green, it's an enchantment. Each land gets +2/+2 as long as it's a creature. Oh yeah,
Broken.
I built the deck. It's ridiculous, but it's so stupid. It's not good, We've got the Petrified Woodkin. I don't know about this card. This card is really weird.
Yeah.
For
I had
for 6
Go
and a
ahead.
green, it's a 3/3 that can't be countered. It has protection from instants. It's very anti-blue, and it has Bloodthirst X, so it actually enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is the amount of damage dealt to the opponent thus far this turn.
But how many time counters?
It
I'm
so
sorry.
this thing could be ridiculous, but it costs 7, so it's never worth the mana.
Against your mono blue player that you just hit for 18 this turn, it's awesome. But I
Kind of overkill, maybe. So that
I don't
leaves
know.
us-
I mean, even if the Bloodthirst number is 3, that's a decent deal. But for 6/6 with protection from instants, there's a lot of 1-for-1 removal that's instant.
that's true. You can't Doomblade it, Dark Banish.
Mhm. He doesn't die to Doomblade.
What? He's a super mythic. So then that leaves 2 weird cards.
The Bioplasm? Oh, dear Lord. Okay, I'm going to read the Oracle text of this card real quick. I didn't even begin to consider it, so maybe I should look at it now.
I just meant
three-
that we hadn't talked about yet.
For 3 and 2 green, it's a 4/4 ooze. Whenever it attacks, exile the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, it gets +X+Y until end of turn, where X is the exile creature's power and Y is its toughness. So basically, you take the stats from the card you exile and you add it to the Bioplasm.
Who's the commander that does this kind of sorta? He takes things from graveyards, I think.
Sutured Ghoul.
No,
he's not legendary though.
Well, I say it's the
think-
mimeoplasm.
Oh, but that's
I didn't hear. It's the connection. I didn't hear Dirk say legendary.
oh, but that's
Yeah.
that's permanent. This is just when it attacks and only till end of turn. So it's
Yeah,
Yeah,
like-
dude.
but that's the only thing that somewhat comes to mind with regards to this is like this is a weak sauce version of that.
If this got counters, that'd be crazy. But I don't know how you keep track of the plus X plus Y counters. So
you use dice.
Ugh.
Yeah,
yeah, not mythic.
not mythic.
And then for all we're joking about it, and then the Wormweaver coil, it's a solid place in my heart because it's awesome. And if you've never played with it, it's really good, but it's not mythic. For 4 and 2 green, it's an aura enchant green creature. Enchant green creature? Wow.
Wait, what? Oh my
Yeah.
god, I missed that.
Enchanted creature gets +6/+6, and anytime you can pay 3 green and sacrifice the Wormweaver coil to get a 6/6 green worm creature token. Which is neat because if the thing it's enchanting is about to die, you still end up with the 6/6, which is cool. Enchant green creature? Really? In a multicolored set? I guess there's more green creatures, technically,
Yeah.
that are
Yeah.
also green, but it just feels like a weird distinction to make. Okay.
You think one of us has accidentally cheated with this card before?
Almost certainly.
I guess out of these, it sounds like the Petrified Woodkin is like the best one.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Green
let's-
is another color where I feel like I can only choose one if I'm forced to.
Yeah, let's just go to the... Wait, let's jump down to the colorless. All right, let's go back.
Yeah, these artifacts and lands are not mythic. Boom. Now we get to the multicolored, and here is where it actually gets interesting.
Yeah, this is where it's a little bit easier.
Okay, so kind of like last time, we talked about how each of these guilds has 2 commanders. The big, scary one that costs a lot more, or at least in one of these cases, a little more. And then the smaller one. And last time we were very comfortable in saying all of the bigger commanders were mythic and the smaller ones were not. This time that's going to be Ghost Council of Orzhova, not Obsidat because that's not in this set. For the big one, Niv Mizzet and Borborygmos.
Wow, did all 3 of these come back later? That's weird. They did.
They either
Yeah.
were not dead or were dead already. So,
Like there's...
you know.
Yeah, Borborygmos Enraged, Niv Mizzet, the other one. This one's the fire
Draco
mine.
Genius.
Draco Genius.
Draco Genius. And then instead of Ghost Council of Orzhova, it's Obsidat Ghost Council. Wow, I
Yeah.
didn't notice that at the time. I'm sure I did at the time, and when we did the old versus new, I'm sure we remarked on it. But that's just trippy.
So I feel like at least 2 of these are mythic. Niv Mizzet almost certainly. Borborygmos certainly. And the Ghost Council is a smaller, more incremental effect. But
The
I
Ghost
feel like
Council was also much more powerful under the combat damage rules at the time
it was.
than it is now.
Like stupidly. So
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm comfortable with all 3 of these being mythic, just straight off the bat. Anybody object?
no, that seems good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then go ahead.
I was just gonna say, just to clarify for those people who don't know, under previous versions of the rules of the game, there was a little space in between assigning combat damage and dealing combat damage where people could make responses, and that made a lot of things work very, very differently.
Yeah. And for here, that's actually a good point because with its second ability, with damage on the stack, you can go ahead and sacrifice another creature and blink the Ghost Council or blink until end of turn.
Yeah,
And
it's
both-
safe from combat damage, but the 4 that it assigned is still going to get dealt.
as well as the combat damage of whatever creature you just sacrificed. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So those are mythic. Now we've got the smaller ones, which are Tessa, Orzhov Scion. She's not the envy of ghosts yet, or the envoy. Tabor and Lumia, and
I'm sorry, this is before she became Countess Boobula.
yes. So, all right. So you got Tessa, you've got Timur and Lumia, and you've got the Hate Seed, Ulasht.
Yeah, they're all pretty.
They're all pretty safely rare.
Pretty. Yeah, they're.
I can't tell you the number of times I've looked at Timur and Lumia, and I'm like, "Is there a commander deck here?" And I keep looking at it and going,
Dirk built one.
Yeah,
I know Dirk did, and I think he did a much better job than I would ever do. So,
yeah,
I feel like all these are pretty solidly rare. What do you guys think?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what about the Nephilim?
I said earlier they're not mythic. They're just odd. They are the very first 4-colored creatures, and outside of a commander product, they are still the only 4-colored creature cards. And I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm laughing. It's because I can't look at Doombrewed Nephilim and go, "What the hell, man?"
Yeah, up until the last commander product, which was what, last year?
Yeah.
They were the only 4-color creatures. Or cards, even.
Yeah. And now they're still the only ones that have ever been in standard.
Yeah.
I think there are some split cards that are 4 colors, but
okay. That's what
those only sort of count.
Wait, are there?
Aren't there?
I thought all those split color, the multicolored. Okay, the golden split cards had a shared color between them.
All of them?
I thought. Not that it matters.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
The only 4-colored creatures, for sure. Possibly only 4-colored cards before Commander. But yeah, they're all really bizarre.
They're very odd. And the art direction, which is not the only thing for Mythic, but the art directors were just like, draw weird stuff.
Yeah. There is this very subtle undercurrent to Ravnica's story that there's this like very, very ancient religion and pantheon of gods that are mostly forgotten about right now. It gets mentioned in the flavor text of Sanguine Praetor way back up there.
It does.
And the Nephilim have something to do with that ancient tradition. Mm-hmm. And they're just completely alien and bizarre. And nothing like anything that people see nowadays.
Yes.
On Ravnica.
And then they completely dropped him later when we returned to Ravnica.
Because buh.
So, are these mythic?
I mean, you would think as the first time they've ever done 4 colors that maybe, but they're all so bizarre that
I mean, I love me some Ink Treader, and these are, but what the, you know?
I mean, Ink Treader is the most mythic of them because of what he does. The rest do really weird and awesome things, but
what about the Yortiller?
Yeah, the Yortiller's nuts, but
yeah, but it's also a 2/2.
Yeah, it's a 2/2 with
it's a 2/2 that has to attack to trigger its ability.
Yeah, that has 4 different colors in its mana cost. So you're like they're just, I think they're like the, hey, look what we've done. Oh God, please, let's never do that again. Rares.
And like I personally always like the Glint Eye Nephilim because it has the words draw that many cards and discard a card to do something on it.
Yeah, I remember you played Glint Eye quite a bit.
Yeah. And
somebody else played with Witchmaw for a while.
Several of us did.
Okay.
Because it grows huge.
Dudes get bigger. I think I tried to use the Yortiller, but I got sick of, because mana wasn't great back then, I got sick of trying to shoehorn the proper mana base into deck, so I just stopped using him. Yeah.
None of us had collected our full sets of Onslaught fetch lands several years before.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so consensus is...
So the consensus, I think, agrees with you.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Do we agree with Brian?
Ink Treader Nephilim is trying really hard. He's almost there. He might be there, but the rest of them, no, not really.
There's one more cycle here, and it is the cycle of every color got a rare hybrid color card. And in Ravnica City of Guilds, we said that they were not mythic. And so I think probably we might take the same line here, but I do think these are kind of interesting.
I think two of them are damn near mythic if they're not.
Yeah, the two that are closest, in my opinion, are Debtor's Knell and Gin Illuminus. And
the Gin Illuminatus.
Gin Illuminatus. And that leaves out Giant Solifuge, which feels weird because Giant Solifuge was getting played everywhere. Do you guys remember how much this was getting played? It was a ball lightning that didn't die. Like,
well, it was a ball lightning that didn't get
sacrificed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember dying to Giant Solifuge many times. That being said, it's just kind of a big, dumb, hasty creature, but
yeah.
But okay, so what's Debtor's Knell? What does Debtor's Knell do? Ugh.
Hey Dirk, what does Debtor's Knell do? Since you tried to lump it in with the ley lines.
Oh, dude, if this is a ley line.
Where is Debtor there? I was like, where is it? Oh, okay, Debtor's Knell for 4 and 3 white-black hybrid mana. At the beginning of your upkeep, put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control, and it's an enchantment.
From a graveyard.
Yeah, playing creatures.
Oh
at
yeah,
enchantment
so you could pull it from anyone's graveyard.
You are in fact playing creatures at enchantment speed, aren't you?
That would be correct.
Oh my god.
Mike said,
apparently enchantment speed is your upkeep.
Mike said it. I didn't know if anybody else heard it. I'm not taking credit for that one. But that, I mean, it's recursive recursion, which is a weird phrase to say. It's
in the sliver deck for me.
Oh, you're a horrible person.
Oh, I know I'm a horrible person.
But I mean, like, this was a card where when back closer to when this came out, like everyone was playing it. Everyone. In multiplayer. I'm not talking about in competitive because it costs too much. But yeah.
Because you can take things from any graveyard. You know how many things have died by turn 7? A lot.
All of them, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Pretty sure there's a couple wipe spells that you play before you get to 7.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Mike, what's the Jin do?
The Jin was the pre-release promo for Guildpact. Jin Illuminatus costs 5 and 2 blue-red hybrids. He's a 3/5 Jin with flying. Each instant and sorcery spell you cast has Replicate, and the Replicate cost is equal to its mana cost. This can make weird stuff happen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was just saying, wow, cards with Replicate aren't that great. That's because they themselves aren't that great, because Wizards was like, we know this could be stupid, we know this can be abused, so let's make all of them not great. And then with this one, they're like, yeah, it costs 7, so go nuts.
Yeah, this is a vintage finisher, by the way.
Oh, really?
See, I didn't know that, but that doesn't surprise me because Lightning Bolt.
I was thinking of Quicken.
Oh, God.
Draw all the cards. For blue and X, draw X plus 1 cards.
And the next sorcery you cast can seriously be cast as a head flash. I'm not kidding.
Oh, and don't forget to draw a card. You're welcome.
Draw all the cards.
Draw all the
forever. But yeah, Lightning Bolt, obviously. A draw. We were having fun with it, but seriously, a draw spell. How great is Whispers in the Muse when it doesn't cost 6 to buy back? It just costs, well, it doesn't work the same, but basically you can just pay X. And then this enables weird combo shenanigans as well. So
I'm still stuck on the fact that if it's all red mana, doesn't that mean you're with just a shock? Isn't that 14 damage?
Yes.
Yeah. I see you're conveniently within range of a shock. What do you mean? I'm not at 2.
So,
Oh,
Mike,
yeah? Here, hold my beer.
Mike, I have a quick question.
Uh-huh.
Replicate and Storm.
What about it?
Let's say I have cast 3. I don't think this works the way that I want it to. I want to make sure. I've cast 3 spells thus far, so I have my Storm count is at 3. I then cast a Grape Shot, and when I cast it, I go ahead and pay an additional 2 mana to replicate the Grape Shot. How many Grape Shots am I getting?
So Storm triggers when you cast the spell. And though the copies you make with Replicate have the Storm ability, they were never cast, so their Storm never triggers.
Okay.
So you get however many Storm copies you were supposed to get, plus the Replicate copies you paid for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure. All right.
Yes.
So those are the 2 we think might be. The Giant Soulfuge, like I mentioned, was a very, very, very powerful constructed card.
I think you might be.
I think your memories are exaggerating.
You're exaggerating that slightly because it was
maybe I got hit in the head by it too many times and it became a personal nemesis kind of thing.
I think it was really good for a relatively short period of time, and then it just sort of vanished under whatever else was going on in Standard at the time.
That could definitely be the case.
But when it was good, it was real good. But it's a for 2 and 2 red-green hybrid. It's a 4/1 with trample, haste, and can't be the target shroud. So it's neat.
Yeah.
It's essentially a 4-mana burn spell.
Basically.
Yeah. So, what about the other multicolored cards?
There are some here that are very obviously mythic, like Angel of Despair. And then there are other cards that are obviously not mythic, like Culling Sun. Poor Culling Sun. But no, I felt like there were a couple here that screamed mythic. And if you don't think Angel of Despair should be mythic, then I will fight you. Not really, because I'm tired.
What was that sound I just heard coming from somebody?
That was someone far in the distance yelling mythic.
Because it screams mythic.
Yeah.
See what he did there?
I'm pretty sure the Angel of Despair is totally mythic. It's big, it's flashy, it was all over the promotional art or promotional material.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she carries around a Vindicate.
And she's got a Vindicate in her pocket and she's just dying to show it to you.
Yeah, so for 3 and 2 white and 2 black, it's a 5/5 Angel of Flying. And when it enters the battlefield, destroy target permanent, which is a callback to the very powerful, very popular spell Vindicate from Apocalypse. So, iconic creature type, big beefy flyer, callback to a very powerful, popular older spell. This checks all the boxes.
So it's like you're getting a 5/5 flyer for just 4 mana. If you add on the Vindicate.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the fact that it interacts with blink effects is just yeah. You want to know what you should get with your Ghost Away? Maybe this.
Do people still sideboard this against show and tell decks and Legacy?
No, that new one that exiles things.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I see it. The black and white one, he's riding a giant lion.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Archon of something.
Yeah.
Something.
Archon of something.
Archon of Redemption? No, he's not an Archon.
Yes, it is an Archon.
Well,
it's just not in the name.
Archon.
Yeah.
But is okay, Archon. Hang on, it's right here. Yeah, it's not in the name.
No, it's not. That's what we've been telling you. It's in the creature type.
No, it's Ashen Rider. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah, when it enters the battlefield or dies, exile target permanent. That's the one.
Dies. That's right.
Yeah, that's the one that's anti-Emrakul show and tell tech. But before that was printed, it was Angel of Despair.
Right. Any other mythics in black and white?
Oh, these are in color order. Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how about
dude, I don't even know. Oh, yeah, dude, they're all right here.
I feel like the others are all rare.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah.
What about Is It? Because I have Stitch in Time.
Yeah, and I think it's just because it has the words take an extra turn printed on
Yeah.
it.
I agree.
That would throw it into mythic territory.
That's literally all it does. So, and it does it
Maybe.
half the time.
Yeah, Invoke the Firemind is cool and could be flashy, but it's not like mythic. It's just
But yeah,
it's just super
like-
utilitarian.
like
Yeah.
Fireball isn't mythic and Brainstorm isn't mythic. And you might say, well, this is both. No, this is
We mean Brain Geyser.
Brain
Brain
Geyser.
Geyser.
That's the one.
Thank you. Or Brain Geyser isn't mythic. And yes, it's kind of both, but it's only ever one at a time.
Yeah.
So if it was both, then it would be like the best Sphinx Revelation ever. So yeah, well, that's an exaggeration because Sphinx Revelations are ridiculous. But it'd be more in that. It'd be more in that category with Sphinx's Revelation and Rakdos's Return. It's not, so it's rare. So Stitch in Time. Dirk, what does Stitch in Time say? You haven't said anything in a while. Let's make sure you're staying awake.
Stitch in Time says, for 1, a blue and a red. It's a sorcery. Flip a coin. If you win the flip, take an extra turn after this one.
And if you lose,
Nothing.
do nothing. The spell literally just does that.
Mm-hmm.
I just
Have the
love
Jinn give it replicate and get another try.
If this is in your sealed pool, do you run it? If you lose, it is the epitome of a do nothing card. Anyway, it is mythic. I think it's mythic. Time Warp is solidly mythic territory, so it's weird, it's wacky, it doesn't always work, but yeah.
But hey, it only costs 3.
It only costs 3,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
the thing.
ridiculous. I mean, another Time Walk effect costs 3. It's the 1 and 2 blue, and you don't untap. So I feel like this is probably closer to that, closer to being better than that. So
Yeah, it's a weird card, but the whole take an extra turn thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else in Is It Colors? Cerebral Vortex is awesome art, but
And it's an awesome card. You remember the deck?
I think so. Yeah.
Was it Owling Mine? It was Owling Mine.
Mm-hmm.
God, I hated that deck.
Yeah, it's kind of like the basic idea is a lot like the Fevered Visions decks that have.
Oh, I hate
Oh,
it.
did we
so
lose him
much.
again? Oh man, Mike, if you can hear you, we can't hear you at all.
What?
Can you hear Mike?
Oh, he cut out in the middle of a sentence. I was like, he was just talking, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I guess he'll be back in a minute. Who was it that was running this deck way back then that made me want to punch him? Kevin. I like Kevin. He's a good guy. But he was running this deck, and I happened to play in a standard tournament. And I was like, "Ah!" That noise.
I think it was at DJ's.
No,
So I
this
think it
was at the place in Winston isn't there anymore.
Okay.
The comic
Yeah, I
shop.
remember. I think there was one of the few times I actually went to a Friday Night Magic, and I played against an Owling Mine deck, and that was the last time I ever went. Because as soon as you get the net decks and the people who actually can spend money to buy the net decks stuff, that's the point where it's like I really have no interest in playing Monday Night Magic because it takes all the fun out of
Friday Night Magic.
Yeah, Friday Night Magic. Sorry,
He doesn't appreciate playing it on Monday either. Come on.
That's true.
I would rather listen to Monday Night Magic than go to Friday Night Magic.
Oh God, don't do that.
No, that was my res. Like again, just
That show's lame.
Okay.
All right, I think I've got something I can play, and then you go and you play nothing but net decks, and it's like I there's no reason to even play because it's not even fun.
Well, I mean, also, Owling Mine was one of those, okay, you don't get to play Magic decks.
That's exactly what
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
So that makes it worse.
It
I play a
actively-
land. Bounce your land. Oh, you have to discard. So
There's
yeah,
only-
it is
okay.
true that tournament magic is not for everyone, and Dirk is not the target audience.
I really have no interest in tournament Magic.
So let's go to Gruul. All right.
I know.
I had a hard time with this one. I love Burning Tree Shaman, and at the time it was like, hey, look, this is going to shut down all sorts of stuff. But it feels too much like just a good utility creature. It doesn't feel mythic, you know?
Yeah, like nowadays, this would be a solid rare that if they printed something comparable, people would be like, whoa.
Yeah. I looked really hard at Rumbling Slum and Killer Instinct. And I'm not sure that either of those is mythic.
Yeah, not.
Well, green and red in this set, man.
Yeah. Like,
I think
I love Rumbling Slum. It's one of my favorite non-black creatures from back in this era.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, it's a 5/5 for 4 mana, and you get free damage. So it costs 1 red and 2 green. And at the beginning of your upkeep, it deals 1 damage to each player. What? And it's a 5/5 for 4? This is back before creatures got good again.
It enables all your Bloodthirst automatically. For
Automatically?
Yeah.
But it's just really... I mean, it's not even good anymore. But at the time, it was just really good. But it was never, like, big or splashy or mythic. It was just a big, dumb creature that poked people.
I love the flavor text on it, though. Talk about forced gentrification, I suppose. Huh?
Is that the right word?
Isn't it? When you're trying to beautify lower class homes and areas in a city, it's called gentrification, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and basically you encourage higher socioeconomic classes to move in, and they end up pushing the local people who had been there for a while out.
Right.
Oh.
So this is literally forcing the whole damn neighborhood to move, and the neighborhood is like, hey.
And they're like, well, there goes the neighborhood. So what it says is, the Orzhov contract the Izzet to animate slum districts and banish them to the wastes. The Gruul adopt them and send them back to the city for vengeance.
Hence, Rumbling Slum.
Yeah. And it's a piece of the city that's gonna punch you, essentially. Way cooler than the Siege of Towers, or whatever it's called. Yeah, that is what it's called. So what about, hey Mike, what about Killer Instinct? Because I know you love that card for more different reasons.
Oh yeah. If there was something about it that was slightly different, it could be mythic. But as it stands, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah. So what's it do?
For 4, a red and a, I almost said blue. That's not right. For 4, a red and a green. It's an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, put it onto the battlefield. That creature gains haste until end of turn. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step.
Yeah.
More enchantment speed creatures.
It's true. Which is upkeep speed, apparently.
So, yeah, this was was it a birthday present?
Yeah, Brian built a deck with Killer Instinct in it as a birthday present, and it had a couple different things going on in it. But I decided to just strictly focus on the Killer Instinct angle. And I think I'll have to take a look at it and really think. But it's possible that the Killer Instinct and the basic lands are the only cards remaining from the original deck that Brian gave me.
Maybe I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I think there were some Skargan Firebirds in there. Was there 1 or 2 Skargan Firebirds in there? Yeah,
I think there probably were. And I built the deck in such a way that you would be able to pick whatever direction you wanted to go with it. And you definitely added like the Battlefield Scroungers.
Right.
And a lot of the
and did you start with Penumbra Worms in there, or did I?
I think I started with the Penumbra Worms.
Okay, so the big, awesome, flashy stuff in the basic lands.
And I had a couple other things like Rites of Flourishing for acceleration that I think made their way out. Right.
Right. As I slowly turned the deck into, as much as possible, only creatures and lands and Killer Instinct.
Right.
To make sure I could make it work.
Yeah.
And it's got such great flavor text.
It does.
Take the bridge, men! Victory! Victory is out! Retreat! Retreat! Because suddenly, big-ass worm.
Gotta watch out for those enchantment speed creatures, man. I don't know what they're doing attacking during this guy's upkeep. Seems like a bad idea, but, you know.
But as neat as it is, it's just another like weird green rare, essentially.
So I feel like usually we try and do an even distribution of mythics, but I agree with you guys. There's some colors in this set that are just severely lacking.
Like most of them. Yeah, but considering Mythic wasn't a thing back then, I guess it's fine that these are all rares, right?
I think so. I honestly think if Mythic had actually existed at the time, something here would have been pushed.
Oh yeah, there would have been way more obviously Mythic cards if that was a thing.
Yeah, because when they know they can do that, that kind of shapes how they can frame the cards. So
yeah, like would Mimeofacture be better if its replicate cost was cheaper?
If it was like 3 to cast and 3 to replicate, that'd be pretty wacky.
Oh god, that would be insane. That's why I said just the replicate cost.
Well, in this set, all of the replicate costs were equal to the mana cost. But if you wanted to push the rare, yeah, you could. What if you made it like 5 to cast, but then 2 to replicate?
Ooh,
spicy.
The Nephilim would probably, at the very least, have more base stats on them.
Yes,
it wouldn't just be a 1/1, a couple 2/2s, and a couple 3/3s.
Yeah,
they really didn't know what they were doing with these. They really didn't,
and they never learned because they didn't do this again. For when did this set come out? I cannot read that.
A long time ago.
2000. What crap? Guildpact release date. Here we go. Guildpact came out
2003,
2006, February 2006.
So in 11 years.
Yeah, in 11 years they didn't touch 4-color creatures again because it's freaking hard.
Yeah, they're really hard to design.
How do you do what each of the colors represents? Do you do a card that's based around the lack of one color, which is weird because every color shares something with the others,
Yeah. At a certain point, 4-color becomes indistinguishable from 5-color.
Right.
Yeah. In which case, why not just do 5-color? Which is why they do a lot of 5-color.
Right.
So yeah, it's a little weird. Maybe the artifacts would have been neater, like the guild artifacts, had they been mythic.
That's a distinct possibility.
Like the Mizium Transreliquat is really neat, but it's not like mythic neat. It costs 3. You can pay 3 to have it become a copy of a target artifact until end of turn. Or you can pay 1 a blue and a red and it becomes a copy of target artifact permanently, but gains this ability to still make copies. Or still become a copy.
And even though it does a very blue-red thing, it doesn't do a very is-it thing.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I just really wanted an excuse to say Transreliquat. I'm not going to lie.
That was my when we went to GP Charlotte a long time ago, and they were doing the Gold Rush. That was my foil card.
Oh,
I was like, yeah, it was pretty cool.
So yeah, poor Guildpact.
I'm looking ahead now. I've gone together, and I'm looking at the rares from Dissension.
Not the uncommons?
No.
Oh my god.
This is going to be really interesting when we get to...
You remember that time Bill sent me a set of free Dissension uncommons?
Yes, that was amazing.
I was like, I don't understand. And Bill's like, you'll get it. I was like, this is such a random... Oh my god. Oh, that's a callback to a long bygone age. Hey, leave us a comment or tweet at me or something if you have any idea what the hell we're talking about. Because that means you're either old school or you're going back and listening to the old shows for some reason, which I've had a handful of people tell me lately that they're doing, and I'm like, why?
Well, there's a lot of them. There must be something good in there.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure there are. We'd have given up a long time ago. And that's what I do when I start listening to a new podcast is, well, I guess I'll start at the beginning, but I don't listen to podcasts that are almost 10 years, which is a lie because I'm listening to like School of Movies, which I'm caught up to within the last year, I think, and Kane and Rince, which I started at the beginning and I'm picking out random shows for games that I like, and then I go and pick out games that I don't know. So, guess that's just what I do. Anyway, well, it is late due to us talking a lot beforehand and then pausing for technical difficulties. So, should we wrap it up, gentlemen?
Yes.
You have any of those there thoughts that are final?
Sure, I'll go first.
All right.
So my final thought is that I'm officially putting in my resignation at the high school.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, they were like, the principal said, you told me that you're not coming back, but I have to have a written letter of it so that the county office has it on file. So they sent me a thing that says, we need to fill this thing out. And in addition to that, that also means that I've been sort of looking for a new teaching position. And I had an interview on Tuesday.
Oh, nice.
So I was caught a little bit off guard because I submitted it, I think, on Friday. That I was like, I'm interested in this position. And then they called me like the very next day and said, when can you come in to an interview? And so I had the interview on Tuesday. I don't know really, like the vibe I got was not I'm a shoe-in for it, but also that I think I did really well at the interview. So
nice.
I won't know until probably next month.
Okay.
How I did and everything, or if I've got the position or not. But I'm not putting all my eggs in that basket.
Well, still, it's at least a good sign that they had you in so quick. So.
Oh yeah. Well, they apparently it's one of the middle colleges, and so they've already ended their semester, and so they apparently have nothing to do now but interview people for positions that are now coming open. Mm-hmm. So they got me in. They're like, we want to get this done. We want to do our interviews sooner rather than later. So they said they had already interviewed people before me, and they had more interviews after me, and so needless to say, they said I was told I should find out next month.
Sounds like a car salesman. Oh no, we got another couple looking at this car. Shut up.
Well, so again, that's sort of my thought is that, I've 13 years experience. Yeah, I'll be teaching biology, earth, environmental, and chemistry. I've not taught chemistry before, but that's my minor, and I teach chemistry light, every year. So it's all I have to do is I just need to go back and review all the more in-depth things and see about doing things like titrations and all that. And that's not anything. I mean, I just need to go back and refresh myself on a handful of things and I'll be good.
True.
So I've already got half the semester planned out because that's what I do in physical science is chemistry, is half chemistry.
Nice.
So it's just, again, one of those things of like, I feel like I would be good for that position, but again, I just need to wait for it. But like I said, I've applied to a few others, but because they're all traditional high schools, nobody's going to ask for an interview until after testing and everything is done.
Yeah.
So the earliest I expect to hear anything about an interview is going to be mid to late June.
That makes sense.
So, and with that, I'm going to head on to bed.
Word. Well, good night, Zerk.
Good night, all.
Good night.
All right.
He's so green and blue.
He is. What's the other color he'd need to be teamer? Is it red?
Red, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the you don't want to attack me.
Oh, you dealt me a point of damage, or you made me discard a card. You're gonna die now.
Man. Hey, did you guys know that random off-topic final thought, since the three of us actually play Hearthstone, you're gonna be able to do quests and friendly challenges coming soon.
Yeah, they had that on the Here's What's Coming thing.
Yeah.
A little while ago. Yeah.
That's so cool.
I think the reason they didn't do it initially is because they didn't want you to just go in with your friend list and say, okay, this is what I need to do, so just let me do this, and somebody intentionally loses and then turns around and they do it for the other, and boom, you just knocked them out right away without actually playing. But But somebody's always going to find some way to get away with it anyway. So
Yeah.
And they said they had so much positive feedback from when they started.
Yeah, they did like a week or a couple weeks or a month or something where that was a thing. And I remember
like
thinking it was awesome.
Yeah.
Because, like, I could play Tavern Brawl for brawling with buddies and actually finish quests at the same time. I was like, wow. And someone's like, hey, I've got this 80 gold quest. You want 80 gold? I'm like, of course I want 80 gold. And I can work on quests too? That sounds amazing. Sorry, I accidentally opened battle.net and I saw new features coming to Hearthstone and I clicked on it. Like, what was this again? Oh,
yes,
yeah.
you accidentally opened battle.net.
I did
I do that all the time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, Brian's accidentally got it open right now.
No, I don't.
It says you're online.
I am not. Oh, probably because it automatically logs me in. I have not been on this whole time. No.
Uh-huh.
Or carries on the laptop downstairs. So it will probably say that I'm online all night, and that is definitely not the case.
Baby.
Or it might stop when I turn off this computer. We'll see. I'm gonna be awake for like 2 more minutes because I'm very tired. I didn't sleep very well last night. For my final thought, it was good to see my in-laws a little while ago. We had a good time. I don't know. Things have just been really busy with work lately. So, but it's good to talk to these guys. It feels like it's just been a while. I know we only missed a week, but for whatever reason, maybe because Dirk was gone before then, and I know he was here for the last one. I don't know. My thoughts are all over the place in case you can't tell. Wow. I should really, wrap this up. I think I just spent about 30 seconds saying literally nothing.
I mean, that's not different from most other times, so it's good.
I get paid to talk. Not on this show, but in my job. I'm trying to think if there's anything I have to say that's at all significant to anyone other than myself. And I think I'm just too tired to try and figure that out. So I'm going to tell you, gentlemen, good night. This was fun, and I'm looking forward to whatever we end up doing next week.
Yay.
Yay. Good night.
Well, night, B. And then there were 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hint.
Okay. I don't know whether you were waiting or whether you were talking. I just couldn't hear you.
Oh, no.
I think my connection cleared up finally.
Oh, good.
So that's good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm just feeling slightly exhausted from being aggravated with technology for most of the episode. Being aggravated can sap a lot of energy out of you.
Dude, it wears you out. It's like being aggravated and driving.
Oh, man.
And being aggravated while driving is just instant coma.
Oh, that's the worst. See, I got that going for me. Let's see. I don't know. I've almost gone to FNM several times over the past few weeks, but then for various reasons I ended up not. And I do want to go back eventually because on the side, I've been trying to figure out a way to build a modern Seasons Pass deck. And I think I have something that might at least be half decent, but I just need to give it a live fire trial, basically, to see what it actually does in a real game of Magic. Because since it's a mid-range control deck, and control can be difficult in modern sometimes, just because of the way the threats are, and how you have to protect yourself from losing really fast. And then, I know I'm not playing with the optimal version of the deck because I still have the that green guy, the for 1 and a green, 2/3 with vigilance. When you have 6 or more lands, he gets +2/+2, and all your land creatures get +2/+2. That guy,
Sylvan Advocate.
I think that's right. I have that when an ideal modern deck would be playing like Tarmogoyf or something, but still, I think it would be interesting.
Hey,
I remember
Sylvan
having
Advocate.
Okay, nice. I think it would be interesting, and even though I played the deck in Standard for a very, very short period of time, and now that I think about it, it might have only been 2 events. It might have been the Friday Night Magic before game day, and then game day for Eldritch Moon.
Damn.
But I had a ton of fun with it, and I won the game day playmat, and I just missed the deck. It just really doesn't work the same anymore. Because Diabolic Tutor exists, but it's a really far cry from Dark.
I can see it.
Yeah, the Spell Mastery Tutor spell. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that one.
Dark something that starts with a C. Whatever.
Condensation.
Yes, Dark Condensation.
Come on, spell mastery, add, search. Damn it, we're looking this up. This is killing me. Petition.
Dark Petition. Wow, that doesn't start with a C at all.
Not at all.
I can't even see C from where it's sitting.
Dark Petition. I was like, I can see the art. It's got my boy in it. What's it freaking called? By the way, that's brand for those that aren't paying attention.
Right. There's something I've noticed, I think I mentioned, I can't remember whether I mentioned on the show or during the odds and ends, that I've been catching up on our podcasts that I haven't listened to. There was like a 2-month backlog that I was catching up on. And when I'm listening to stuff like that back to back, I'm surprised at how I can remember, mostly everything about an older card. But I could, for newer cards, and by newer I mean things that have come out in the last 6 or 7 years, it seems like I can remember everything except the name.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Mm-hmm. I can, mana cost, power, toughness, abilities. I can see the art in my head, but name is like, nah, can't do it. Unless it's something really obvious.
Like murder.
Yes, that one's easy. I can do that one.
I know that one. Oh, okay.
Pelucranos. No, that's easy. He's a legendary guy that was in 1 million standard decks. Yeah.
Oh, God. I'd forgotten about him.
I should put him in a modern deck. That'd be awesome.
Someone would be like, why are you playing this? Because I don't have Goyf, all right? Get off my nuts.
Take 5. Quit making fun of me.
Shut up, man. Oh, my God.
Oh, now that I don't have to make car payments anymore, maybe I should get Goyf. I'll think about that later.
Sick.
Yes, I own my car, and now my privilege is to buy Magic cards. Oh, that'd be so irresponsible. Anyway, I think that's the extent of my final thoughts.
All right, then. Hell, I don't even have a final thought. My brain is mush. The last couple weeks, I've been driving all over the damn place. Like, last week I had 2 8-hour drives in a row. Not in the same day, but there was less than 12 hours between the end of one and the beginning of the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got back home at, oh, God, what was it? Like 11:30 or 12:30 or something like that, and had to be at the dealership at 10 to start the next one. Those were good times. It's not that they were just 8-hour drives, it's that neither one was supposed to take that long, which makes it worse. It's like, okay, this is an 8-hour drive, and my brain goes, 8 hours, right, got it. This is when I'll be home. I can get this much stuff done when I get back. I need this much energy reserve. Like, I can eat when I get home. Got it, no problem. And then, that's fine. But if it's a 6-hour drive, and then it takes 8, it starts to grate on me, and I'm like, I wish I was dead, Like, my content creation for the last couple weeks has been sort of lax because they've been driving me all over the damn universe. But my next paycheck should be really good, so, it balances out.
Cool.
Yeah, which is good because I have to pay the property tax on the damn car.
Mm.
So, it's a good thing that my paycheck is good because I have to spend it immediately. Actually, I have to spend it before I get it because it's due at the end of this month and I don't get paid till the first of next month. So there's that.
I definitely missed the property tax bill on my old car. The state of North Carolina was like, give me $20. I'm like, yes, sir.
Sold.
I was like, give us many multiples of $20. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, many multiples of $20. I looked at it today and I was like, bad word. And then another bad word. And then a third bad word that was actually the first one again. But said harder and louder.
Yeah.
So yeah. But what has been going on content-wise, over on the YouTube channel, I'm still working my way through Injustice, the story mode, which is so awesome. It's so cinematic and dark and brutal and disturbing. And in between, I get to, play a fighting game, which I love playing fighting games, even though I massively suck at fighting games against other people. Like I'm playing against the computer on, whatever normal difficulty story mode is, and I'm like having fun, which is all that really matters, right?
Yeah. And
because the story mode is so deep and the cutscenes are sometimes 6-8 minutes long, I just sit there and I get sucked in. I'm like, oh wow, did you guys see that? Damn. Told you this was dark. Did you hear that? Oh my god. Jesus. I think I've said that several times throughout the series, but
that's the none of your damn business alarm.
That's exactly what it is. Oh, I love Cyborg. But yeah, Injustice 2 came out for consoles I don't own. It's not on Steam. And I went, oh, right. Forgot about that. Damn. So I guess I'll just keep playing Injustice, and when I'm done, I'll stop. Huh. It is a lot of fun, though, and it's really cheap at various places online, so, which is the only reason I own it, because I think I got the Game of the Year edition or whatever it's called for $4.99. Pretty sure. It might have been $3.99. But yeah, that's going on. I'm almost done with the first campaign, the main campaign of Shovel Knight, and that's been awesome. The last episode that went up, I hit the next to last level and died many times, but that's because I hadn't played in a month, so I had to get my bearings again. And I had the propeller daggers, so I was trying to learn how to use it and falling in a hole, damn it, and then trying to learn to use it, falling in a hole, damn it. And but once I got to the actual proper stage, the only times I died were because of stupidity or just good level design making me die. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I can't wait to get to the final level, which will be the next episode of that. Whenever that will be, whenever I have freaking time to record it. On Twitch, I've been streaming, I streamed Hearthstone on Monday, because we didn't record Monday Night Magic. On Wednesday, we had a listener who may or may not work for Blizzard, who sent me some Battle.net balance so I could get Overwatch loot boxes. So I opened 50-some Overwatch loot boxes for the anniversary event, which was awesome! And thank you very much, Mike. I hope you enjoy your... Not you, Mike, listener. I hope you enjoy your commute, sir. And then we played the three new maps. So for the entirety of the elimination mode, there's only been one map. And now there's 4! And it's amazing! So me and Cap and Gothic, after I opened all the loot boxes, we tested out all the new maps and had a lot of fun shooting people in the face and getting shot in the face. Or jumping in the hole. Watch out for the hole in the middle, and then a little while later you see it pop up on the screen that somebody died. I'm like, what did I just tell you? So yeah, that's a lot of fun. And all the new anniversary stuff is really cool. Everybody got a dance emote, so I look forward to goofing around with those at some point in the near future. But yeah, hell yeah. What else have I been streaming lately? I finally finished streaming Heroes of the Storm. We did the Nexus Challenge, and the last week of that was god-awful, and it almost made me uninstall the game because it was so frustrating and rage-inducing, but I didn't. I'm back to playing against AI and not real people. I see why Brian played against AI for a very, very long time, back when he first started, because you have to. And asking new players to spend a week playing against AI and then just jump into games against real people for this last Nexus Challenge was a dick move, Blizzard. It was a dick move. But whatever, I did it. I got all my swag for Overwatch because I have a serious Overwatch problem. So that was cool. Yeah. I really want to play more random nonsense. On on the Twitch channel. And hopefully, if I can get some stuff figured out, I'll be able to play some, like, either bigger or more varied games, one or the other, relatively soon. So that'll be fun. Yay. So all of these places are /the Mana Pool. Twitch.tv/the Mana Pool. You can come hang out, follow me. You can cheer with bits if you so desire, because we're a Twitch affiliate channel now. In theory, soon you'll be able to subscribe and get some kind of emotes or something. I don't know how that works, but it doesn't exist yet, so it doesn't matter. YouTube.com/the Mana Pool is where you'll find all the YouTube videos. I'm also playing Magic Duels there, the story mode. I've got 2 videos from Amonkhet up. You can also listen to the podcasts on YouTube now if you so choose. I had enough requests for the podcasts on YouTube that now every week, the Mana Pool and Monday Night Magic go up in video form with a still image. Don't get fancy. Don't expect fancy. That's all you're ever going to get. And, yeah. The rest of the contact information, Facebook.com/ You okay, Mike?
What?
Oh, there's just a random weird noise coming from you. I was making sure you hadn't passed out or something.
That's strange.
Yeah, oh well. So you're awake and alert, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
maybe my
cool.
grounding came loose again. Who knows?
So yeah, Facebook.com/ the Mana Pool is where everything that happens gets posted. Twitter @the Mana Pool. That's where also everything that happens gets posted. And I also just tweet a lot about random nonsense, and it's the best place to get in touch with me to get a response, really. So if you're on Twitter, give us a follow. I'm missing something. Email. You can email us. Email to dorks@themanapool.com. Yay. And of course, if you want to help support what I do with all of these contents of various flavors, the YouTube videos, the podcasts, the Twitch streams, then go to patreon.com/the Mana Pool. And if you want to help out, feel free. Every little bit helps, and I really do appreciate it. You can get Mana Pool episodes and YouTube videos early. You can get the odds and ends, all the stuff recorded before and after, both Monday Night Magic and the Mana Pool, that's uncensored and unfiltered, and I'm making a concentrated effort to get caught up in the last couple days. I would have gotten a lot more, but drives and, money. Because bills. Personal property tax. Yeah, those, I'm like way far behind on those, and it's ridiculous. So I'm making a seriously concentrated effort when I have some random free time. Instead of actually having free time, I'll work more. Hey, whatever. I've already got more hours in this week than I got in last week, but then last week they had me driving a lot more. It's kind of terrifying. And what's the other thing? What am I on? I'm on Patreon. You can get the your name on the end slate for every video that goes up for each month that you support at that tier. And when you do that, you also get the other 2 things. So yay. Or you could not, and that's fine too. I still love you.
Oh.
Yeah. Because they're listeners, and our listeners, as I've said many times, we have like the best fan base ever. Because you guys are decidedly not horrible. And that's great, because there are so many horrible fan bases out there. So we love you guys. Thank you so much for being awesome. And yeah, I guess that's everything. Oh, as a brief reminder, this is something that I don't say often enough. If you are having any sort of mental health problems, find yourself sinking into depression, don't worry. You are not alone. Everything is going fine right now. Like, as far as activities, things that are going on, but I still wrestle with it on a semi-regular basis. When things are going fine and I don't have horrible things, like, hanging over my head, it's a little bit it's actually quite a bit easier, but it's still there. Like, it's just always a thing at the back of my head. So, just be aware. I'm happy, I'm go-lucky, I'm living the dreams, such as it is, but I still have these problems. You're not alone. You're not the only one. So reach out. Find someone to listen to you, or to talk to you, or to talk to, whichever. It's not weird. It's nothing to be ashamed of, despite what the current people in power might lead you to believe. They are wrong. It's fine. Happens to everybody. Or a statistically larger amount of people than you seem to think. Let's put it that way. Anyway. Had I prepared something for that, it would have come out a little bit more intelligibly. My bad. Damn it, Mike, shut me up.
Send us an email.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go now. So this has been, I already forgot, episode 464 of the Mana Pool. Thank you all so very much for listening, and go play some Magic.